Good evening everyone, welcome to episode 4 of How Is That Guy a WCS Driver? GT3 Challenge again, we're at Interlagos this week. I think my last video was Road America, where I had not a great start to the week, binned it after a couple of laps. I remember at the time I had a bit of a sulk and decided I wasn't going to race there the rest of the week, but I actually ended up doing 4 more races, all of which went pretty well. Got nearly 200 points for the week, so went all pretty good really. Decided then to skip Zandvoort last week. Did a few laps around there. Felt like I probably had good pace, but just didn't feel very confident that I wasn't going to bin it at one of the banked corners especially. So I decided to skip Zandvoort. Not really a track I'm particularly fond of. Much more fond of this place, so Interlagos. So I had my first qualifying attempt for the World Championship Series here at Interlagos on Saturday. Unfortunately wasn't quite able to make the grid, didn't quite get a lap in that I wanted. You got 3 qualifying laps in the World Championship Series to get your time on the grid, and it was so close. It was a second between first and 42nd, I think. 7/10 between first and last actually got onto the grid, so yeah, unfortunately didn't quite make the grid there, but we're straight back at Interlagos for the GT3 Challenge. This is the first race of the week, Thursday night 8 o'clock, as I tend to use my slot for the video. First race of the week. I had my strongest qualifying of the week, or the season rather, by far, so really happy with the qualifying I put in last night. I think unfortunately that means I'm going to get shuffled back a little bit at the start. I don't think I've got quite the pace of some of the cars around me, but we'll see how we go. 30-minute race, 20 laps. Let's hope we can get through the CNRSs for the first time pretty cleanly. See how we get through the race.
Pace goes off. Green flag. On your left. Clear, clear, clear. Right side. Still there, your door. Still there. Still there. Clear.
Okay, so first lap done. Not disastrous, just along one spot where I was a little bit cautious going into turn 1. Was a bit unsure as to my braking point really, but we went flat out. But we're there. I think we're going to get shuffled down a couple more spots, but hopefully I can get into a rhythm fairly quick, as I've got Wojciech Rabstein next in line behind me. Oh, just overshot our braking a bit early. So Wojciech's going to get a much better run as we come to turn 4 here. I'm not going to fight him too hard. I think he's a bit blinky as well, so I think we'll let that go. Looks like there might have been a bit of an incident behind, I think, as we've got a bigger gap now than there was a second ago.
Still there. Clear.
A bit laggy is Wojciech, jumping about a little bit. But if he's got the pace to catch up with Johnny Hagner ahead, then I'll just try and hang with him a little bit, I think. Just outbrakes himself a little bit, try and give him plenty of space still though. So he's not got the great connection at the moment as Wojciech. He is jumping about a fair bit as we're going through these slower corners especially. So hopefully that all stays nice and straightforward. Yes, I think there was a big instant I must have missed on my mirrors, and at the centre S's on the last lap I can see some big changes in the places behind. Actually, now that I look at the numbers there, 5th, 8th, 12th, 11th, so quite a shuffle around. Right, let's hit my braking marker this time. That's a little bit cautious, but at least we didn't overshoot. Looks like Jonny Hagner's caught up pretty quickly to the group in front, so it's almost a 4-car run for the top spots at the minute. Nice lag spike there for Wojciech. Oof. A little bit too aggressive on the exit there. Easily could have put me out of the race straight away, smacked me in the wall. Wojciech ending up a little bit wide up the final corner there. Going to get a little bit of a run on him now as we head towards turn 1. Again, I'm a bit wary with his connection, but let's see how we go.
On your left. Still there. Still there. Clear, clear, clear. Right side. Clear, clear, clear. On your right. Still there.
Wojciech's going to have the inside line for the next corner, so we're going to need to really out-drag him. Haven't quite managed it, still there.
Still there. Clear.
And then we've got Patrick now, who's quickly caught up as we've been squabbling away. So just trying to get a little bit more of a rhythm at the minute, really. Not quite hitting my marks as should be. I'm going to start getting in some excuses and saying I'm quite tired after a long day of work maybe, but even so we can concentrate on this a bit more, I think. Just before the 50, down into second. Got away with it there, just like the extra speed from the draft from Wojciech meant my braking marker wasn't really any good at that time. But we hung on there, didn't really lose any time particularly. The leader's now 5 seconds down the road. I do love Interlagos though. It's a great flowing circuit to it. And that was a better final corner that time. Hopefully it will just ease the pressure slightly from Patrick, but he had a pretty good final corner as well. He's going to be all over me, I think, as we get towards turn 1. Just sit in the middle of a track a bit.
Right side, clear, clear, clear.
And Wojciech has a big moment exiting the centre S's there. Gonna be not quite enough for us to be there at turn 4, unfortunately, I don't think. No, he feels the need to defend now. Patrick just had me a bit worried behind there. Looked like he outbraked himself a little bit, I thought, but perhaps not. Decided not to turn into the apex because of it. Gonna hang around the outside is Patrick still, making it work. Oh, we're gonna run wide a bit, just about okay.
Still there, right next to you. Clear, clear, clear.
Well done there, Patrick. That was a good bit of fun. Side by side for a good couple of corners there. Let's try and get these guys back, I think. Who have we got behind? Ati Pikala now. Brother, I believe, of World Championship Series driver Ollie Pikala, I think. Poor Ollie, and Gregor Hutu, of course, had a real tough time with a bit of server issues at Interlagos. That was better with my braking that time. Cool, what is Wojciech up to there, weaving back and forth down the straight? Back in the rookie series again. Going to be a little bit close, bit of contact. Let's just get by Wojciech, get him out of the way again. Just about scrape by. Alright, let's try and hang with Patrick now, try and pull away from the guys behind a little bit. Looks like Wojciech did drop back quite a way, so I think we're okay with him now. Alright, so just want to try and keep the toe of Patrick really. Do get a fair chunk of time at Interlagos here with that draft, so it's going to make quite a difference. Yeah, it looks like Wojciech's gone, perhaps he's had a problem now. Maybe he had a bit of damage, maybe that's why he was weaving back and forth maybe. Just about good on the brakes again into turn 1 this time. I think Patrick was a tiny bit deep into the corner maybe, but I was a bit too eager on the power. Just pushed me a little bit wide as we come through turn 2 there. Cool, already on lap 8, not far off halfway through the race, bloody hell. So gained a lot of time on Patrick just in the first half of the lap here. Lost a lot of time in that corner there, I think much too wide on the entry maybe. And then shame I got my first instant, but that can be the only one for the race, we'll take that. Looks like the leaders are all very, very close to each other. Top 4, all within just a second or so. Alright, so let's hit this braking marker again on Patrick. Okay, so that was a better time in getting on the power on that one. I wonder if maybe Patrick's got a tiny bit of damage maybe from that bit of contact with Wojciech maybe, because he is struggling a little bit more at times now, I think. Just put a wheel on the grass there under braking, see the car get unsettled a bit. That wasn't really ideal. Alright, so it was this next corner that I think we lost quite a bit of time on last time. A bit too much curb on the inside, but could have been worse. But again, Patrick is pretty quick through that corner. He does gap me a lot in that. Or either that or I'm just quite slow, one of the two. Yeah, so it seems like second half of a lap Patrick's got the run of me really, but just maybe turn one the past couple of laps we've gained a lot of time, I think. A little bit late on the brakes that time, just about going to be okay. Yeah, so not my best run through the SNRSs that time, but didn't cost us too much. Ati Picala just half a second behind still. Still not great through turn, what, 10 there. Not quite hooking it up. Right, so we are now halfway through the race. Didn't have time to mention it at the beginning, but I just see Aidan Hanlon now in my relative screen. Apex. Oh, Ati. Hit my brake marker, mate. See if we're going to have much damage. Try and keep out the way of the car on the inside. Nobody else. Ati. Outbrake yourself well and truly there. Right. So now we've got Aidan Hanlon, who I was about to say is my Apex Racing UK teammate behind me. Not really sure how the car's going to be as we turn in. Lots of understeer, I think. I think we're going to struggle now. Going to get shuffled right back. So car feels pretty good through all these slower corners. We'll see what it's like again when we get to the faster one. Did feel like it struggled in turn 4 a bit, but perhaps that was just my imagination. Yeah, a little bit of understeer at the exit, I don't know, not sure. Feels okay, hopefully. Yeah, we're okay, I think. Just try and get to the back of Bruce here in front of me. That's a shame, but we're in 8th place now. Try and get 7th place ahead of us. got 8 laps remaining. I'm expecting to go to 20 lap race. It's a 30-minute race that we're on. A little bit early braking that time. Okay, so I gained a little bit of time on the guys around us that time by. Be interesting to see what the lap time's going to be, see if we are just running at pace I was. I think it should be very low 32 with a bit of luck. Have a look once we get through the corners. Yeah, so definitely no damage, that's causing me a problem. 31.698 on that one. I think that's probably going to be fastest lap of the race, I'd imagine. Right, so we gained a good bit of time on Bruce. Let's start lining him up. I want that position back. And then we've got ApexRacingUK then, not a million miles down the road, perhaps struggling with a bit more damage than I am, hopefully. Right, so whilst I try and chase down Bruce, let's have a talk through the lap, shall we, as we go. Try and keep my concentration up. So we've got turn 1 coming up, centre S's. Need to brake just before the 50 board. Bruce brakes a fair bit earlier, has me a little bit worried that time. Second gear, hug the curb on the first corner, cut the curb on the second. I don't mind going over this curb on this last one. Everyone else's team said, engine popped. Fucking engine popped.
Got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, I agree, Spotter. You've got to be fucking kidding. So,
Might just go ahead and bring it back in here and take a look
I think
at it.
that is the very first time I've had an engine pop on me in the roof. I've heard lots of other complaints about it, but for me, first time. I wonder if, if that's from the damage or whether it was just gonna pop anyway. From what I've heard, it's been pretty random when they've been going. Oh dear. That was a real shame, getting a whack from behind and then having the engine pop. Let's have a quick look at a couple of bits before we disappear, shall we? Do you know what? I forgot to save a replay. Often don't know when I crit out, so let's make sure we do that first. Make sure I have it when we do the video. There we go. Right, let's have a look at Atty hitting me. Where are we? 39. Let's look from Atty's car. If I could press the right button. There we go. Right, here's ApexRacingUK. See when it is we get on the brakes. Yeah, just easy done. I struggled a bit on my braking points in turn 1 as well, but yeah, you could see I braked right at my 50 marker where I was saying that that's why I've been braking each time. But never mind. It's a shame we got the 4 times there. Yeah, none otherwise, just epoxy engine blown. What was that about? I don't want to look at you, I want to look at me. There. So I mean, thing with often blown engines in iRacing, of course, are from downshifts, of course, over revving on downshifts. That's a common one. But yeah, I mean, you can't. You've got the system on these cars that just makes forces the downshift only when it's ready. So yeah, we know it wasn't from that. You know, you have to wait for the car to let you downshift. So yeah, I took a fair bit of curb on those couple of turnings, but you know, nothing I would expect to be a problem. I think just it popped. So engine temperatures perhaps being a problem. I can't quite see the gauges in this car. Let's I can't remember the key cut for in fact I could go to there and then do it through the black box, couldn't I? What am I doing? View's on 0 at the minute, let's remember that. Alright, if I do that and go back to replay, I can now see my little temperature gauge in the corner. Except the steering wheel's in the way and I don't know, there we go, I'm just about to see it. So it's, yeah, assuming that's accurate on there, the oil temperature isn't crazy. Down here it's under 150. So, you know, not right on the end of the display or anything. Who knows? Anyway, I know lots of people have been complaining about popped engines in this car, so I've been lucky so far not to have any, I guess. But still, pretty frustrating. Put my view back to 0 again. Right, okay, that'll do then. We had a quick look at replay of Atty. Wasn't anything else particularly exciting, except, no, let's look at Patrick and me side by side. A couple of laps in, that was good, wasn't it? I reckon it could be that lap since that was a fairly slow one. No, that's Patrick in front there already, isn't it? No, that's Wojciech. There's Patrick. Oh, okay, Patrick's alright there. I didn't see him in the mirror somehow. Right, so let's have a view. Right, so it's from here really, wasn't it? So, yeah, Patrick, I thought was a little bit late on the brakes into turn 4, so I gave him a bit of space, but perhaps didn't really need to. And then just side by side for the next few corners really, wasn't it? How close did we end up? I remember running a little bit wide on the exit of turn 6 here. Oof. I bet I worried him a bit there, pushing him out, but all turned out good. Still side by side. And then just once you get the inside line for the turn 9 there, then that's it really. But yeah, good fun while it lasted. I do enjoy Interlagos, but epoxy engine blowing, what a way to go out. Right, I think that'll do them. I shall see you probably next week. We've got World Championship Series at Suzuka next week, so the team is looking forward to that. Suzuka's a real favourite of ours. We're feeling pretty confident about it, so fingers crossed I can get on the grid. Hopefully then I could do my first video from the World Championship race. I'll try and do a GT3 video again next week, but the World Championship takes priority, so I'll see how my time is going, how my practice is going from there. Okay guys, thank you. I shall see you again next time.